Hello everyone, Shadow AV here, signing in live from YouTube, sort of. So, as you could probably tell, I've been playing some Fallout 4, and by God, it's a really good game. Well, sort of a good game. You probably heard about what's been happening with the glitches and the bugs and stuff. But what do you expect? It's a Bethesda game. So, since I have been absent for pretty much a week, and I'd completely forgotten to record footage of it, instead of doing a couple of streams, I've decided to give my own opinion on Fallout 4 so far, since it's been almost a week since its launch. So, here's what I have to say about Fallout 4. Let's talk about the story, which is obvious. The story starts with your character, whether male or female, and it starts with, before the fallout, before the nuclear annihilation happens, and apparently just an ordinary Saturday morning with your family, your infant son and your wife or husband. Then suddenly, the Fire Nation attacked. Sorry, I had to, I'm sorry. And then, okay fine, then the global annihilation occurred. If that makes any sense. The nuclear warheads landed on America. So you and your wife, or husband, well, your significant other, and your infant son, yes, it'll always be a son no matter what.
We even generate a baby based on the couple you make.
You know, Todd Howard, I don't know if the baby actually generated from making my own husband and wife thing. I'm gonna call bull on that. Anyway, so you make it to the local vault of Vault 111, and just in the nick of time we're able to be saved. Okay, seriously, aren't you supposed to be dead right about this point? When the nuclear warhead just lands on the land? Shouldn't your skin already be burnt to a crisp? Just saying, whatever. Anyway, you get lowered down to Vault 111, where you then are told to proceed further into the vault for decontamination to enter the vault, which is complete bullshit when you figure out that they freeze you in a cryogenic stasis. You then wake up a few years later to just watch in horror as your significant other is murdered and your baby kidnapped. You then get knocked out again, only to wake up later to see that you were the only survivor of the vault. And once you leave the vault, the story is up to you. Now let's talk about the main story quests, which begins with your search for your son. Yes, like I said, it will always be a son. Right now, I'm not really that far into the main story. I can't really say much now, but I'll talk about the side quests, which is the only side quest that you'll probably be able to do, is the one where you find your dog and you meet with Preston of the Minutemen, where you take them back to the sanctuary where your old home used to be. And now you have the choice of either going out and finding your son or staying there and helping them rebuild the Minutemen. Now, like I said, well, pretty much after you leave Vault 111, the story is up to you, so you could either go along with the main story and not give a fuck about the side quests, or you could go on various side quests and not even touch the main story for about a few hours or so. Now, I can't say much about the story now, so I'll tell you when I'm done. Yeah, which will probably in a few years. Just give me a few months and I'll do it. Okay, next thing. Now, if we're going to talk about Fallout, let's talk about the combat, how you survive in the Wasteland. Well, it's actually known as the Commonwealth. Well, as you could probably tell already, the third-person, first-person perspective combat of first-person shooters is back as well as the melee. So yeah, bases out. As well as the old favorite VATS, where you have to select a limb and cross your fingers that it actually slows them down in time. Because, unlike Fallout 3, which completely stops time, Fallout 4 only slows it down. So, pretty much giving you a lot more pressure to hurry up or you're gonna die. Anyway, in my game through, I've only been playing with gunplay. No, melee combat and that stuff. I'm not really one of those people who want to go near a freaking super mutant to beat the shit out of it. I basically been using weapons like the combat rifle, sniper rifles. I'm a ranged fighter, okay? So the gunplay in first-person mode is actually really similar to other first-person shooters like Destiny, even though I've only played the beta. The first-person perspective is fine for gunplay. The third-person gunplay is sort of what troubles me. The camera isn't really, I don't know, right, I would say, for a third-person shooter. I think it's more better built for melee combat. Well, first-person perspective works as well, but basically for combat. But I think the third person is better for stealth, which also returns, obviously. At the top of the screen, you will see a sort of hidden caution, or pretty much a warning to pretty much show you how stealthy you are, or if you're close to being spotted or noticed. Now, I will say that some of the weapons early on, you could pretty much get some of the weapons early on by your own perks and stuff. Let's talk a bit about the perks and the character customization and stuff. I don't know why I didn't talk about that first, but we're here now. So the character customization is unlike Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 and pretty much in every other game before then where you have to slide. It pretty much now uses sculpting, where you have to select a part of the body and pretty much move them around. Where you kind of, well, I have seen some create some very good characters and some complete abominations. Now, the character perks are somewhat tied to the character's specials, which is strength for strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. I don't know what luck has to do with that, with science and all, but whatever. Anyway, so unlike other, like Fallout 3, where you have to set your levels of each special, and then have to level up and pick one perk at a time, this system actually each perk is actually unlocked by the amount of level you have on each special. It actually has its own sub-rank, sort of, like there's a level 1 luck, or level 2, or level 3, depending on how much you put when you create your character. So, if you want to get the big guns, or want to be you could pretty much be a freaking hacker, god, or locksmith in just a few level ups or so, which I pretty much did. Oh, and by the way, it is true that if you put in a common name, like I put my name in my character, that Codsworth would say it. Mind you, this is only for Codsworth only, so don't expect any other character to call you by your name. Oh, and I hear Todd Howard said that it was common names. You know, like Adrian, Megan, Chloe, Max, but I'm pretty sure Boobies and Mother is not considered a normal name. I don't know. Whatever. So let's move on and talk about the companions. Which I have to say, well, okay, so far I've only been able to deeply run with Piper, with the female companion. It's pretty much the only companion I've been working for so far, even though many people have used Dogmeat, okay? Come on, I have her as a love interest for my male character. What? Can't have a little romance in an apocalypse? Come on, what's wrong with you? Anyway, so I'm not going to talk about the characters a lot because all I can say is by far most of the companions I met, like Valentine, Dogmeat, and Preston, have their own sort of character, personality, and trait, and they use a sort of like and dislike system where if you do something that they like, they will more likely admire you, or call you a friend, and if you do something that they don't like, they pretty much will hate you. So yeah, I think if you want to make some bad stuff, you might not want to have any companions around, but you might want to have them around when you go out against a horde of super mutants, because the AI is actually really helpful. In combat, mind you. Exploring, it's pretty much a gamble. It will either be then probably running into a wall, or heading off into combat when I'm trying to sneak around. Yeah, if you're gonna go with a friend, you probably don't want to go around sneaking in places, because they'll probably not comply with you. Oh, and don't even get me started on the frickin' elevators. They don't even go in the frickin' elevator when I'm in the elevator. I move in. They're just dumb in elevators. Elevators should have been a lot bigger. It's like it's only made for one character. And I'm not even talking about the companions. There's even quests where you have to journey with another character through an elevator. Does that even make... Never mind. I think I'm going to lose my mind. Next. Alright, let's see about the crafting. Alright, the crafting in this game sounds easier from the words of Todd Howard and from what he's shown us. Now, yes, it does. It's easier now, because in previous games you have to find a specific item, a very, very specific item in the middle of the wasteland, to build a sort of modification for your armor, I think, or your weapon, which is pretty hard because you have to find through a bunch of junk hoping for that item. In Fallout 4, that sort of problem is removed with materials. You have to find a specific material and not just one item, which makes it easier to find. Sort of easier, because still, it's sometimes very, very difficult to find a specific material. Seriously, I can never find nuclear material or aluminum or adhesive when you need it. And let's talk about whew, there's a lot of modifications for the weapons and armor. Oh, and let's talk about the power armor, the face of Fallout. Seriously, it's the face of Fallout. If you show this guy a power armor, they have to know it's Fallout. If you find someone who doesn't even know the power armor, please run the away. Oh yeah, by the way, that's not just for weapons or armor or the power armor, it's also for building a settlement or structures and gardens and resource pools where you could, well, take in people from the Commonwealth and have them work on your settlements, which apparently is strictly for the Minutemen storyline. Yeah, done it. I haven't gone that far yet, so I'll tell you more in a later date. Now, the only thing about these settlements so far is that when you bring specific materials to a specific settlement, it's not accessible in the other settlements. But I am hearing that it may be possible, or maybe that's just my dumb mind trying to take in words that make me think of one thing when it's actually another. So I don't know if you can actually connect these settlements to share the supplies, but I'm pretty sure there is something, but I don't know. I think somebody will find it, or maybe I don't know it yet. Well, yeah, boy. Next, please. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the thing that everyone, or probably even a few, are talking about. It's the graphics. Now, when this game was first revealed, many people were sort of disappointed by the graphics, even though the game hasn't even released yet, which kind of irks the freaking hell out of me. So I have to say the graphics aren't really okay. I have to admit, in my perspective, the graphics are okay. All right, they're really good, and in some places, and in some parts of the world, my jaw just dropped by how good it looks. But that doesn't stop it from an occasional pop-in or something like that. So the Commonwealth isn't really that free of bugs and glitches. Again, neither did Fallout 3 nor Skyrim, but I'm not giving them a free pass for them. But it's better than have a slightly bugged Fallout than no Fallout. Unless you want to wait another year, which we've been waiting for, oh, I don't know, let me do like 8 years. Wait, when was Fallout 3? Well, Fallout New Vegas doesn't count. That game could pretty much be erased from Earth, and I wouldn't give two shits about it, even though I own it. But whatever, I'm already rambling. Let's move along now. So if you really didn't understand any of it, which I'm pretty sure nobody did at all, so I'm just going to say that Fallout 4 isn't the perfect game. There is no such thing as a perfect game, because if there would, we would probably not even be here, if you know what I mean. Now, I am worried since, well, how do I say this? Well, I'm not even done with the game yet, but I am worried because there are some people who are saying, well, Angry Joe says that the ending doesn't really matter because no matter what you do, the ending will always be the same. At least that's what I hear, which kind of worries me. But you know what? Since I'm not done yet, I'm just gonna take in the experience as I can. So this was a spoiler-free opinion on Fallout 4 and what I think of it so far. It's a good game, and I recommend that you buy it. Even though, despite the bugs and glitches and its troubles, I enjoyed it. I mean, I've pretty much been losing sleep because of this game. So yeah, I'm fine. By the way, I'm totally fine. Okay, don't need to worry about me. So these were my opinions on Fallout 4. It's a good game. I recommend you buy it, and I'm pretty sure probably by the end, probably after I finish the game, which I don't even know when, I'll probably put out a spoiler-filled discussion of the game where I'll talk about my experience overall of the main story and probably some multiple playthroughs. And yeah, well, and okay, shut up. We get it. You like the game, all right? Okay, so I'm thinking of putting out a few videos of this game soon, but don't expect a full series of gameplays like walking through from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, because it's probably not going to happen. I'll probably do some streams of it, which probably not going to happen because I'm already doing streams where I'm in the middle of the game. But yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching, and till next time, this is Shadow AV signing off.
Falling for some girl, I hop right in that car of mine, drive around the world 'cause I'm a wanderer.